Hello everyone and welcome back again to the Killer Cook's Kitchen. What we're making today is we're going to make a meatloaf for dinner, and we're going to have a side of vegetables, just some simple peas and corn and mashed potatoes. When I'm making mashed potatoes, I like to use a white flesh potato or a Yukon Gold potato as it's called. When you're peeling potatoes, you want to try to have a nice sharp peeler. You don't need an expensive peeler. This peeler cost me $3 at the local store, but it's probably one of the best peelers that I've ever had. It's sharp, and when it peels a potato, it peels the skin off and not so much of the flesh. When you're cutting potatoes, I like to cut them into smaller pieces, just so they cook a little faster and a little more evenly. So that's our potatoes there. I'm going to fill this up with water, and we'll get them on the stove to boil for, they take about usually 15 or 20 minutes to come nice and soft so you can mash them up. Alright, so I'm going to get this on the stove. I'm going to salt the water. And we'll just get this coming to a boil. So that's that.
This fact, that's weird.
Alright, I'm going to get this out of the way here.
It's blurry.
I'm going to get our meatloaf mixture going here. I have about 2 pounds of ground beef. I'm going to put some salt, some ground black pepper, some fresh parsley, 1 small onion chopped up finely, 2 eggs. I'm going to grab some garlic out of the fridge here.
You have minced garlic.
Where is it? Just going to put some minced garlic in there. That's good. And also, I'm going to put some tomato sauce in there. I'm going to put some tomato sauce. This is our homemade tomato sauce here. So I'm going to put it in there. It's going to help keep the meatloaf very moist. But I'm also going to put a little bit of breadcrumbs, which is going to keep it together. Now, just going to make sure my hands are clean. Now we're going to put the meatloaf into an aluminum container, bake it, and then the container's disposable. You don't have to worry about dirtying dishes or anything like that. You can use a Corningware or a baking pan of any kind that you might have. So basically, I'm going to get in here with my hands. I'm going to mix everything up here. Just get everything mixed together. Now, it's a little going to be very soft. You know, you want everything mixed in together. Alright. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to take it We're going to put it into our loaf pan here. And we're just going to push it into the pan. Make sure it's even all over. Alright, that looks good. Pretty much even everywhere. Let me get rid of this. Wash my hands. So I have the oven set at 350. This is going to take probably 2 hours to cook, more or less. Just going to cover it with some foil paper. Let me get this open here. Now, when you're using foil paper, there's two sides to foil paper, a dull side and a shiny side. You always want to put the shiny side down when you're covering something that you're going to bake in the oven, because it reflects the heat back onto the meat or whatever you're baking. So we're going to put this in the oven. Again, I have the oven set at 350. And that will take about 2 hours or so to cook. But we'll check it in an hour and a half or so just to see where it is. And maybe we'll take the cover off and let it brown nicely over on the top. Once it's ready, we'll flip it over and onto a plate or something so we can slice it. And that'll be ready to go. So like I said, we're going to be doing just some simple sides for it. The mashed potatoes. We're going to do some peas and corn. The peas and corn we're just going to boil for a few minutes. And then we're just going to season it with some olive oil and salt and pepper and keep it very simple. The mashed potatoes, we're going to keep it simple again. Just some milk, some butter, and some salt and pepper, and mash up the potatoes till they're nice and smooth. But we'll get back to all those once the meatloaf is ready. We'll show the mashed potatoes coming together and the vegetables as well. So stay tuned. We'll back in an hour and a half or so, and we'll finish off the presentation of the meal for today. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon. So here we have the final product of our dinner this evening. We have our meatloaf, our vegetables, our mashed potatoes, and I managed to throw together some gravy. Now, this is a simple dinner, very easy to make. It took about 2 hours to make all in total. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. This is the Killer Cook's Kitchen, saying good night.